Your Excellency, congratulations on your inauguration as the Chairman Governing Board of UBEC. Obviously, that is a very good point to start with. But I want you to give me your take on the current political atmosphere in the country. It seems really, really charged. 2027 has become the talking point. I just want you to give us your own assessment of the current situation.
Ato, thank you very much for congratulating me over this, the appointment as the chairman, UBEC. Thank you very much. I appreciate and I thank Mr. President for this recognition and honor. You are talking about discussions that dominate the 2027 election. Personally, we are good to go. As a party that has prepared itself for a very long time, and for a party that its structures and activities have evolved over time, I think we're ever ready to embark on the exercise of throwing up leaders, especially with us that already have a leader in place. He spent about 2 years now, and he has 4 years to go. And going by APC, Constitution and tradition, such president has the right of refusal. So it makes our activities and efforts easier by focusing on our candidate and how to package him to ensure his success and also beat the record of what we had in 2023. So that's where we are. Every loyal and committed party member is concerned, is prepared, is focusing on what can we do to ensure the success of APC, from the president up to the lowest level. And we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to launder their good works, their suitability, their efforts for people to understand and appreciate, and even their challenges, because we are in a situation where Nigerians are politically enlightened. When you are facing them, tell them what is the truth and let them appreciate your challenges. Let them extol your good works. That's where we are.
Your Excellency, there's this contradiction that a lot of people have been pointing out, saying that the APC appears to be quite popular with the political elites. That's why these defections have become the norm now. State governors join the ranks of the APC, lawmakers and the likes. However, Nigerians are not necessarily in a good place with their relationship with the APC, looking at the economic realities right now. What do you want to speak to regarding this, contradiction?
Thank you very much. I've had this, if you allow me to use the word stereotype. And I think people are resorting to that just for envy. I've had that more than once, that it's not about a governor or a presidential candidate or a big shot defecting to APC. What about his followers? You see, my response to that is, you see, when you have a leader who has over time managed the affairs of people at whatever level, and such a leader takes a decision at a point in time to change to another party, it wouldn't be for nothing. And to a large extent, every politician worth his salt, before moving from one party to another, must have had consultations. And his vision, his decision is buoyed by the support of his supporters. And you can see what is happening in Delta, in Akwa Ibom, for instance. It is not that when the leader moves to another party, every Dick and Harry follows him. No, things are done in sequence. And I'm very happy and comfortable with the manner things are unfolding. The first day the governor came out with the presidential candidate in Delta. The following day, people in different categories keep moving. As I speak with you now, there are people at their own level that are moving into the party. So the story is still ongoing. So for someone to generalize that, oh no, it's just about the elite, the ordinary people are not. Why do you see the ordinary people? It's the elite that you see, and the elites are the mirror of the ordinary people that follow them. So my take on that is that it's a good development, and I believe the defection of prominent people to APC at this point in time is a sign of good omen.
Right. And let's talk about the APC as a political party itself, because over the past 2 years, there's been much debate about the leadership of the party, especially from your side of the zone, the North Central zone. Much agitations about the right of the zone to take over after the departure of the ISWAL chairman, right? Talk to me about where we are right now, where the resignation of Professor Ganduje means that that debate is still open now, and your name has been touted in that conversation. What do you think about the conversations going on right now about the vacancy that currently exists? I mean, you have an acting chairman now, but obviously you need a substantive chairman in the few months to come.
Thank you very much. This is a very pertinent question, and a very sensitive question at that. Left to me, I wouldn't want to respond to that, because whether I like it or not, I may be robbed into certain insinuations that may not be fair to me. But notwithstanding that, I would risk commenting on that. You know, I don't want to comment on that because I contested for chairmanship in 2022, and a lot of people are going around with my name in a goodwill manner. So it's not for me to say, but to just watch, because the leaders are watching and they know what the right thing is. But I would not want to run away from this question because I come from North Central. But before I say that, if you can allow me, let me just give you an inkling into how APC was formed. And if you look at the intrinsic vision and philosophy behind the formation of that party, anything that goes at variance with that might cause some hiccups. Right. You see, APC was formed 2013 with a merger. And I still am excited with that merger. Why? Because the story of merger of these legacy parties is a story that is worth telling Nigerians at all times. Because as far as I can remember, I have not seen a merger in the history of this country that has been like the merger of these four legacy parties. Before now, it wasn't even called a merger, it was called alliance, accords, and whatever name that people come together. And the way it was being carried out then, even in the First Republic, the Second Republic, it was sectional. It was not total, it's not holistic. It wasn't holistic. If you go back in the First Republic, the NPC, the Action Group, the Middle Belt Forum with the MBBC, the NCNC and NEPU, this was sectoral partnership. It did not take the whole country as a whole. But the merger of 2013 was a merger, a union, a coalition, alliance like no other. Because it incorporated and assimilated all the tendencies of this country. Because there are four parties that came for the merger. And if you look at the philosophy, ideology, and disposition of these parties, there were parties that had different mindset, different ideas about what governance was. You see, the CPC and ANPP were predominantly northern parties. And their psyche, their philosophy was more northern than western or eastern or any other sector. So also the ANPP, sorry, the ACN, their psyche, their philosophy, their ideology had something to do more with the areas where it dominates, and that's the western part of the country, the southwestern part. And also the ABGA is essentially a southeastern tendency. So for these four parties to come together and accept to dissolve and neutralize those tendencies and assume one united Nigerian tendency, I think is something that I've never seen in the history of political development in Nigeria. And I feel any true Nigerian who is concerned about unity, cohesion, and progress in this country should embrace the philosophy behind this legacy merger.
Right.
So this has shaped our psyche, our mindset in thinking Nigeria first. And that is how APC swept the polls in 2015, and of course 2019, and of course 2023, and by God's grace, by 2027. Sorry, I have to go this far to give you the trajectory of the evolution of APC. So coming back to your question and how it links with this philosophy is, when the new structure of the party was formed in 2022, the party decided the sharing formula in line with the philosophy of APC, so that it will be all embracing, it will be holistic, let everybody have a sense of belonging and a sense of fairness. And the position of chairmanship was allocated to North Central. Unfortunately, along the line, there were some hiccups with the chairman then, and situations made it incumbent for him to resign. So under normal circumstances, and in line with the philosophy and the constitution and tradition of APC, this position should go back to where it was. Just like the Deputy National Chairman North went to Northeast. Just like the National Secretary went to Southwest. In that same vein, our people in North Central expected that the chairmanship should come to where it belonged.
Right.
And this didn't happen. So all the grumblings that are happening, some people may have their own primordial views, but I think the basic complaint is that the fairness, justice, and equity was not met when it came to relocating the position of the chairman to the North Central. So that's the question.
And do you think this is a perfect opportunity for the APC to right a quote-unquote wrong by the North Central? Do you think this is a perfect opportunity to right that?
Yes, you still want to pull me into expressing views because I showed interest in 2022 and I do want to be immodest by trying to overheat this issue. But I think it's left to our leaders. I have great deference for my leaders and especially our mentor, the personification of APC in Nigeria, who is Abdullahi Ahmed Tinubu. Is a politician, is a technocrat, is everything if it relates as it relates to politics and administration. And I believe other leaders will also work in tandem with him to ensure that we use this opportunity at this point in time to assuage the fears of people of North Central and also let them have, let them see the party and the leadership is concerned, is caring, and is doing things in line with what the tradition of the party is.
So if the president picks up the phone today and calls you and says, with the support of the party leadership, we want you to serve as the APC national chairman, is that something you're open to taking?
I've told you the story of APC. I am an incurable loyalist, committed party member. If Mr. President calls me today as the leader of this country and tells me, Almakura, I want you to come to my office and dust my table every Monday. That's what pleases me. That's what I feel will make this party and this country progress. I can assure you, I will make it a date that every Monday at that appointed time will come and dust the table and go, and I'll be satisfied that I've done what Mr. President wants. That's the level of my commitment and loyalty to a leader. Right. And to prove that, when I contested, they say it was going to be consensus. I was one of the first to throw my hat in the ring. I don't want to say the man to beat, because there are big juggernauts that contested with me. Is it Yari? Is it Akume? Is it Abdullahi Ahmed? Is it Mustafa Salihu? Is it... All of them are people, Musa 313, all of them are people of honor, people who have made it. But all of us have been asked to step aside and leave a consensus candidate who came very late. That's Abdullahi Ahmed. But as loyal party members, we accepted. Even when Abdullahi Ahmed was asked to resign, that position everybody thought would go to North Central. And as one of the contestants, maybe the thing eluded me. I didn't even know something happened. My concern is the success of APC, the success of Mr. President, and the unity and progress of this country. So that's me for you.
Right. Now, obviously, you're keeping tabs with some of the political developments in the country, and you probably know that the ADC has been adopted by members of the coalition who have made it their mission that APC doesn't succeed in 2027, especially with the occupancy of the Asorok Villa. What are your thoughts about, the people behind the coalition and this supposed adoption of the ADC as their front now for 2027?
No, that doesn't give anybody any sleepless night, because I think they started on the wrong footing. When we formed the merger, what they are trying to copy now, our focus, our motive was unity of this country, good governance, making life easier for the people, adding value to the system. That was the objective for the formation of APC, the merger in 2012 and 2019. But what these people came and talk about, forming a coalition with a negative purpose, that they have lost it even at the beginning. Because
why do you say negative? They are talking about fixing Nigeria.
No, they said, they said it time and time again, that the intention of coming together as a coalition is to ensure that Tinubu is removed as president. Tinubu shouldn't be the issue. What are they bringing to the table? What are the attractions of their coming together? It's not about casting aspersions or imputing motives against Mr. President to make it look as if it's going to be attractive. What are those things you have that will attract Nigerians, that Nigerians will listen to you? They have been seeing Tinubu and they have known what Tinubu is. You cannot change Tinubu from what Tinubu had been. If you want to know who Tinubu is, look at the struggle for democracy. Who amongst them can equate the efforts Tinubu has done? If you want to know who Tinubu is, go to Lagos. From the time he came in 1999, by the time he's leaving, Lagos became a small Singapore or Hong Kong. It became the center of excellence. If you want to know what Tinubu is, look at the people he mentored. Substantial number of technocrats and people that have made it and can raise their heads anywhere in the world, especially from the Southwest, were people that had tutelage. There were people that were discovered by Aswaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If you are talking about party development and consistency in ensuring success, I can tell you without any contradiction, if not for Tinubu, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that merger wouldn't have been the success that it was. It is courtesy of him and other leaders, but he played a very primary role in ensuring the success of the merger, and above all, the success of APC in 2015, in spite of the fact that in 2011, he wasn't considered for a position. He didn't mind. In 2015, he joined up and made sure that the party succeeded. So look at all this trajectory. And people who come and want to form a coalition simply to remove somebody. That to me is not the best way to go.
Right, okay. Your Excellency, if you do the political maths from the election results in 2023, right? I mean, the president got through at the end of the day, but it was, of the slimmest of margins, one of the lowest, victory margins that we've seen in the current democratic dispensation. So the big question mark is, if Peter Obi is saying he's willing to work with the coalition, and Atiku is already the one spearheading the coalition, if you put their results side by side to what the president got, and then you consider the economic realities of the country, doesn't it make sense that you should be worried about, this coalition in 2027?
There's no worry whatsoever. Politics is scientific. Politics is dynamic. When you take the mathematics of 2023 and put it hook, like, and sinker, it might not work, because people have moved. So that kind of analysis of 2023 no longer holds, because of the dynamism in politics. We're just talking about people in Delta. If you are talking about small margin, then talk about the big margin that will be achieved by the movement of people from Akwa Ibom, by people from Delta. Even Sokoto here, even Kebbi, Alero, Abdullahi, and a host of them that have moved into APC. So we are not losing any sleep by this merger, and we are not scared by the small margin that happened in 2023. A lot of things have happened that will make us, I can assure you, that in 2027, the difference will be massive.
And I want to get your thoughts on something that has become a bone of contention in the APC recently. I know the party leadership and the presidency has put that to rest, but I wonder if it's something you want to comment on. The ticket itself for 2027. Much has been said about whether Vice President Kashi Shettima is going to be the obvious choice again for the president to work with. Do you think there's any reason to even consider tweaking the ticket in 2027?
Oh, you see, sometimes, people struck certain issues that are unnecessary. And I feel whoever struck that kind of controversy has not been fair to Mr. President or even to the party. You see, the issue of a running mate is the absolute discretion of the candidate. And that discretion is only expressed when one gets the ticket. We have not had a convention where we endorsed. We have summit and other geopolitical zones have endorsed President Tinubu. And the final endorsement will come at a convention when he will be officially recognized by INEC as the candidate for 2027. Notwithstanding the fact that, as it is now, he's our candidate, but he has not been officially recognized by INEC because he has a right of refusal, according to our party. But even with that, it is only at the convention that the INEC will give him the certificate as a candidate for APC in 2027. It is at that point that he can use his discretion to choose whoever. The president has not made any insinuation, has not said anything. He's working quietly, amicably with his deputy? Why are people, with his vice, why are people bringing confusion when the time has not reached? It is only when you are a candidate that you will propose who should be your vice. So I can say people who are trying to bring this controversy or confusion are not being fair to the president. They are trying to distract him. They are trying to distract Shetima. They are even trying to distract the party itself. Endorsement, okay. If they do endorsement and say the president, yes, that's the correct thing to do. People should not read meanings. You cannot endorse this, endorse, no. It is when the candidate gets the ticket as pronounced by INEC that he would mention his vice. So I think all these controversies are uncalled for. Let them allow the president, let them allow the presidency do their work. There is still time.
Were you disappointed as a party man when you saw the videos from Gombe? The attacks on the Northeast Vice Chairman and the commotion that became headlines when Kashim Shettima was not, announced as a running mate of the president after the endorsement?
No, you see, I don't want to partake in this conversation because it's very nauseating. It's not the best thing for us in the party. Personally, it is just an insinuation that people just want to do to just create confusion. We have had endorsements, I think about 3. There was an endorsement in Kaduna of the Northwest. It was an endorsement of Mr. President. There was endorsement by North Central, where I belong. It is the same thing. There was endorsement during the summit, the national summit, where everybody came, and that endorsement is endorsement of the candidate. So when the National Vice Chairman, Northeast, went to do that, he did it maybe in line with all these endorsements. And I felt maybe if there's anything anybody wants to talk about, it should not be something that should resort into fracas, because I think it's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. If you understand what I'm talking to you about, emergence of a candidate and the discretion to have. Why do people want to poke nose into what is exclusively Mr. President's right? So that's my view. Let them allow Mr. President and allow Vice President Shettima to walk amicably up to when the convention will be held.
Right. So let's talk about the most recent development, your appointment to the board of UBEC, right? The North in Nigeria as a whole, has largely been dealing with this out-of-school children phenomenon. And one would say that the education sector itself is in